Okay, we're on TV. Ready? What's up, y'all? Welcome to what's today? Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's, the Bloody Mary Mix, and the Margarita Mix. Y'all check out our peeps over at Boudreaux's. Drew's over there. He was fussing a little bit. We're just waiting on starting Morning Scone, man. It's funny, like this is part of his day. You know, he was just sitting over there like fussing, wondering when I was going to hit the button. So anyway, all right, a lot to do. Nick Torina, good morning. Brad Genre, good morning. Mark Demelin, I hope I said that right. Stephen Bro, Val Brown, good morning, y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. Drew's about to grab the tripod. No? Okay. Nope. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. That was only matter. That's not funny. You stop doing that. You stop doing that. That's not funny. We're going to get this eventually, y'all. So my apologies. I know y'all, I probably care way more than y'all do about the camera shot. So, but I just got to make sure we get all this framed properly and get Boudreaux's in the shot and all that stuff. Anyway, so Scott Bork, good morning. Jesse Wiley, Joey Painage, Charlie Cavell, Stephen Miller, good morning, y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Scott Bork, was that you on Twitter last night who sent me the painting, the canvas painting? Really, really nice. Really well done. Bob Kubrick, good morning. Sean Walsh. Elise Burgess, good morning. Or Alice. Brandon Rishu, good morning. Good to see everybody here. I'm going to share this page real quick. Hopefully you all would be so inclined to do the same. So kind as... Okay, there's Drew. He's going to make it fun this morning. Cole Talbot Piers, good morning. Josh Long, good morning. Sam Dixon, Scott Bork. Oh, there's you again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ryan Broussard. Just waiting for that to build a little bit before we get started. So, obviously, a lot we got to talk about today. Last night we found out Tyler Taylor, linebacker, suspended indefinitely after an arrest in May. We'll get to that. Saints-Jags preseason game tonight. Ed Ogeron updated the quarterback situation. We'll talk about that. And Will Reese leaving the LSU baseball team. Bobby, good morning. There's Drew here. Oh, Drew's here, bro. Waiting on the kids. Appreciate that, Bobby. At the bus stop with the kiddos. Happy first day of school to all the kiddos. All right, hang on. Drew's feeding tube ended right now. His pump ended. Hang on. I'll be back. 1 second. Come see, bud. Come see. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. We're ready, y'all. Let's kick it. All right, Drew's food's ended. Kids are at the bus stop. Ready for some morning scones. About that time. So let's do this. Scone. All right, let's start with Tyler Taylor. Incidentally, you'll notice CST today. Your boy, I think this is the 4th year I've been invited to participate in the LSU training camp show with Eric Ritchie. Airs Fridays during camp on CST. So this Friday and every Friday after. For the next 4 Fridays leading up to the opener. So hopefully you'll set your DVR. If you have Cox, find CST, set your DVR, hit record right now for the series, and you'll see a lot of good stuff. So anyway, all right, we'll get to your questions as well. Best of luck to Booga as he battles to make the Jaguars roster. That's well. Ryan Condon, Jenny Stevens, good morning. Aaron Hawkins, good morning. Petey Kern, good morning. Frank Collada, Chris Babin, Brian Wynn. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. Galen Meyer, good morning. Good to see everybody. Okay, so let's start with Tyler Taylor. There's the on-field aspect and then there's the off-field aspect. And I thought about last night when this broke. And I'll very quickly update everybody. In January, car. Jesus. Oh, Drew. I'll just keep talking. In January 8th, Tyler Taylor was home in Georgia. And while home in Georgia, he and several of his pals decided they were going to go rob a pawn shop, steal a bunch of guns. So they do. Taylor, they're on surveillance video, smash and grab type deal. Taylor did not participate in the smash and grab, but he did, however, drive the getaway car. He drove them there. Please don't do that again, buddy. Car. No, please don't do that. Thank you. Thank you. That's funny. Okay, see ya. I gotta get him to stop doing that. Anyway, so Taylor drove the getaway car. That was in January. Police conducted an investigation. This is in Cummings, Georgia. Police conducted an investigation. In May, late May, the police make the arrests, which included Taylor. He was only in jail for a few hours. He posted $33,000 in bond, bonded out, and apparently nobody at LSU ever found out about this until Wednesday. Cal. Bless you. Car. Mall. All right, we'll see you later. So nobody found out about this until Wednesday. Brooks Cabina, new guy on the beat, by the way, at The Advocate. Good on you, Brooks Cabina, young guy doing work. Brooks Cabina breaks this story. Now, I asked him last night, I'm like, okay, did you break it to LSU? And he's like, obviously, I think you can appreciate that there's some things I'm not going to say, which totally respect that, all right? I mean, I was hoping he would just save me some steps. So I'll have to go dig around LSU, sift through whatever spin cycle they're going to throw at me to try to find, or all of us, what actually happened and what the timeline was that they knew. But so basically, it comes out of two things. Petey said, note to self, don't ask about receivers today. Please don't. It comes out of one of two things, and neither is good, and I don't know which is worse. I mean this serious. So I was going to write a column for Gridiron Now last night. I literally couldn't make up my mind which was worse. Is it worse that LSU had a player arrested in January, commit a crime in January, arrested on felony charges in May, and they only find out about it 10 weeks later when a reporter from the local paper breaks the story? Is the negligence of not knowing one of your players was arrested and charged with a felony 10 weeks ago worse, or did they know and not disclose it? It's one or the other. Either you were super duper negligent and didn't know that a player of yours was arrested and charged with a felony, or you knew and you hid it. It's one or the other. And I don't know which is worse. Because for me, I cannot eat. I've been thinking about this all night. And please, if you have, please comment on this, because I would love to know what other rational, I'm assuming you're all rational, what other rational people think about this. And maybe there's someone with a history in law enforcement or something that could enlighten me a bit on this. I just cannot fathom at a major college football program where these coaches are so in tune with what's going on with their players, if a guy farts, they know about it, that a kid could be arrested in May, fingerprints, mug shots, booked in jail, newspaper. I don't care that it's a small town. People are going to talk. Wouldn't the kid say, hey, coach, by the way, this happened while I was home? Court date. Wouldn't someone there be aware and say, hey, coach, you should know? Cow. Car. Mall. It's unfathomable to me that no one could have known that this kid was arrested. If you get pulled over, detained, but not charged, not booked, okay, that can fly under the radar. But there's a record of this. Mugshots, fingerprints, felony charges, not the kid threw a bottle at him, the kid was standing behind a trash can throwing tennis balls or water balloons at a moving car doing some, he drove a getaway car for a robbery, a burglary, excuse me. It was late at night, nobody was there. That's crazy to me, man. I don't know. Maybe y'all got a different perspective. I have gone back and forth in my mind over this all night. Could LSU's coaching staff really not have known until yesterday? And if so, what does it say that, like, the Baton Rouge Advocate reporter, the new guy on the beat, had to break this? I don't know, man. It's, like, there's something there that just, it obviously doesn't jive. So, Craig Dugas said they know. What's up, Leroy Blanchard? If they knew and didn't disclose it and suspend him back then, didn't disclose and suspend him back then, it's a huge problem. Yeah, I agree. It's a very bad look. 3 felony counts. Because O is one of us. But Steven says it happened in Georgia. If it would have happened here, they definitely would have known. But, like, let me give you a counter. Donovan Campbell. Donovan Campbell, 2 years ago, his brother played, I don't know if he still does, for Georgia Tech. Donovan Campbell, on spring break, goes to visit his brother. They get in a frat fight.
Cow.
Donovan Campbell gets arrested.
Cow.
In Georgia.
Cow.
Cow. Car. Mall. Me. Donovan Campbell gets arrested in another state. He's from Louisiana, gets arrested in Georgia. Everyone here found out about it. And that was a fracas at a fraternity. It was a frat party. Punched a guy at a frat party. Like, this is a felony. Dudes, like, broke into a pawn shop, stole guns, and there was a months-long investigation with surveillance footage and all. And, like, wouldn't the police, like, wouldn't the Cummings police, once they realized, Tyler Taylor, and they're doing background, like they find out this kid plays football at LSU, wouldn't they call someone at LSU to say, hey, where was he when? Can you walk us through the count? Is he there now? Like, wouldn't at some point during the course of the investigation they've reached out to somebody at LSU? Maybe not. This, like, you can tell, it blows my mind. Josh Long thought, don't get arrested. That's a good thought. Really good thought. Don't do dumb things. Yancy Benoit, good morning. Danny Alonzo, good morning. I mean, I'm reading some of y'all's comments. Adam, this doesn't look good on Coach O. He's either covering up a felony or he's lost in institutional control. I mean, like, it's amazing to me that, like, either way it goes, like, there's no realistic, reasonable out. Not that I'm saying, like, they need to find an out, but or an explanation. Like, I don't know that there's a good explanation here. Anyway, Craig said it's his character to hide this from coaches and whoever his parents are to also hide this. Maybe, but even if Taylor not disclosing it is one thing, and I could get the kid being. I'm not saying I excuse it, condone it, whatever. But kid worried about it, thinking about his future, doesn't want to tell coaches, hoping he could keep it hush. It's a stupid thing to think, obviously, as an adult thinking person. But for a young guy in that situation. Kids do dumb things. I know it's a cop-out, but it's true. But, like, even if he doesn't go tell his coaches, it's implausible to think that they wouldn't find out until now. The arrest was in May. Nobody? Buddy. Stop closing these doors, okay? He's closing the doors and then fussing the doors are closed. Cow. Car. All right. So then on the field. Mall. Abilities. Mimi's going to take you to Abilities today. We're going to go see Lily and get a haircut. And then go to Abilities with Mimi. And then you'll come home. Yep. Yay. Okay. Hey, Trivia, good morning. Andrew Brister, Saints Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to get to the Saints for sure. Like this, so the Tyler Taylor thing just blows my mind. Tyler Taylor, also, So there's the on. Hey, what's the matter, baby? Hey, no, it's okay. What happened? Come see, it's okay. What happened? You want to see the look? Daddy's on TV. Look, Drew's on TV. Cool. Hey, no, listen. Nobody wants to hear you. Listen, nobody wants to hear you fuss in the morning. Okay. Okay. Abilities. We'll see you later. Go play. Go see Mickey. Okay. All right. So there's the on-field aspect of this as well with Tyler Taylor. So he started 5 games last year. Remember, Donnie Alexander started the season next to Devin White inside. Donnie didn't have a great year, had some injury stuff. So it was like which of the freshmen was going to emerge. Well, Taylor was the first one. What's the matter, sweetheart? Hey, it's okay. Hey, go watch Mickey Mouse. Cow. Car. In the mood this morning. Anyway, so Taylor was the first one that got the crack among those freshmen. And then this spring, Jacob Phillips passed him. And so Jacob Phillips is taking the first reps now up next to Devin White. You got depth there, too. You still got Patrick Queen. And then they like the 2 freshmen with Baskerville and Damone Clark. So they got bodies. But Tyler Taylor played 13 games, started 5, 32 tackles. Like, he's your most experienced guy on the inside behind Devin White. Someone asked, I think it might have been Scott Bork who asked on Twitter last night about Divinity. Divinity's playing outside. So remember, they're running a 3-4. So you got your 2 thumpers in the middle, and then you got edge guys. So you've got Chasson playing the buck, and then the F, which is what Corey Thompson played last year, that's Divinity. He's getting the first crack at that on the outside. And then other guys like Ray Thornton and Andre Anthony are backing up those guys as well. So Trevez Moore, some of those guys. So anyway, but on the inside with Tyler Taylor out, now that means Patrick Queen is 1 step closer to the field. He's your 3rd guy there instead of your 4th, and then the 2 true freshmen kind of get their open door as well. Bob Nelson, Adam Penny, good morning. Kerry Hughes, criminal justice system can be crazy. Did Georgia news outlet cover it? Was his arrest publicized? DA may still be considering details, but it was made. That's my point. Like, 10 weeks, man. I just think it's implausible that nobody at LSU. I'm open. Like, I will, with a very clear mind, be open to hearing what they have to say, because I think there are some obvious questions that need to be answered. But I'm definitely curious to know, like, is it plausible to think? Is it plausible to think that they didn't know? Anyway, get some more of your comments here. My apologies. Golly, now a lot of y'all are throwing up. Man, y'all have comments pouring in. My apologies. I'm just getting to this. Oh gosh, sorry, I hit the wrong button. I don't know where my comments. Anyway, so the other tidbit here, and I'll get to your comments. Someone's saying give him the benefit of the doubt. Whose job is safer, Urban or O? Steve, let's see. Where does he stand with the charges? They haven't gone to court yet, so I mean he has a future court date. If he was on campus during the investigation, wanted to question him, they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for, and there's the other thing Stephen Miller mentioned is the $33,000 in bail money. Like, I mean, if you're gonna sell me that they didn't know, that LSU didn't know, okay, but then it's just supremely negligent because of all of the paper trail. It's crazy. Anyway, Trivia said he's not a kid, he's a man. Joined the Marine at 18. I understand your point, Trivia, and thank you for your service. I understand, and he's charged as an adult, as an 18-year-old. I get it, I do. But to think that at 18, you're emotionally as mature as you will be at 25 or 35, or like with the same awareness, just worldly awareness, societal awareness. Come on, like it is different. Like I did dumb things at 18, even though legally I was an adult, that I would never do now. I think that's the point. Should he have known better? Absolutely. He'll have life perspective and learn from that. Here's hoping anyway. Should he excuse me, but he go to prison. Drove a getaway car in a felony robbery. That's the other thing. Like, should he still be on this team right now? It's crazy. Oh, crazy story. Anyway, okay, so can we blame Cecil Collins and move on? Where's Kiffin in this if O is gone? So, all right, the Kiffin thing, I don't know, but I'll put it to you this way. It is, in my opinion, impossible to start talking about a new coach until you know who's making that hire. Okay, because I've said it before, I'll say this a million times. Joe Oliva is not going to fire Ed Orgeron. Okay? So if Ed's going to go, Joe has to go first, which means somebody else is making that hire. Either they put an AD in place to make the hire, or the board makes the hire, and then the AD comes in after it. So until you know who's making that hire, it's impossible to speculate about who would be next, if that makes sense. But I don't think this story is the one that's going to be the undoing of Ed Orgeron. I just think like this is further evidence of what kind of program is being run. Like you have a linebacker, like you can tell, like this is sincere, this is genuine. I wanted to write a column on this for Gridiron Now last night when this news broke, and I literally was staring at the screen like, I have no idea what direction to take this. There's so many layers of this that are just impossible to believe, and I don't know how any of them come back favorable towards LSU. Anyway, all right. This is all y'all are talking about. I wanted to move on. Scott says if they let him go, does that open up a scholarship? Yes, but like someone on the roster this year would probably get it, and then it would free up a transfer situation or something for next year. Where you could bring in somebody, but you could still only sign 25 next year. But it's just one less piece of attrition you need. Remember, like attrition happens naturally. So some guys leave early for the draft. Some guys get kicked off the team. Some guys are medical casualties. Some guys transfer. So that's just that would be one more, just to answer your question. But there's been no talk of that for what it's worth. Did he pay $33,000 or $3,300? The bond was $33,000, but if you go to a bondsman, don't you have to come up with like half of it or 10% in cash? Isn't that I don't know? I've never gotten bail money. Forgive me, but it was $33,000 was the bond. All right, a couple other notes that we'll get to here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading through your comments to make sure there's anything. Carrie, no, there's been no news conference about the Tyler Taylor thing. Brooks Cabina of The Advocate broke the story last night, and it was after Ed Orgeron's media availability. But LSU apparently has confirmed that he's been suspended and that they found out about but no press conference formally, to announce this or anything. Well, hey, bud. Hey, listen. We've got 5 more minutes, and then we're going to get dressed, and then we're going to go see Lily, and then Mimi is going to take you to abilities. Mimi. So he had to come up. Thank you, Carrie. So he had to come up with $3,300 to pay the $33,000 bond. So that's plausible. Craig Schilling. So does someone at LSU compliance scan the arrest records of every city in every state each night checking for these? It's on the athletes to report. Understood that no one at compliance is scanning the records every day. But over the course of 10 weeks after an arrest, either if the athlete didn't report, if someone in his family didn't report, or just the plausibility of someone involved in that investigation contacting somebody at LSU to question about this, like, come on, man. Come on. And that, like, it's 2018 where there's social media and, like, there's Twitter and Facebook and everything gets out. I don't know, man. I'm just sorry, dude. Not buying it. Anyway, so Ed Ogeron, I'll just transition clumsily. So a couple of other things here. I got to bring Drew to get a haircut, so we'll do about 5 more minutes here. So I'll just try to blow and go through some of this. Let's see. LSU quarterback Ed Ogeron said they won't have any change in the rotation for at least another week or so, which, like we talked about, it would be at the end of fall camp. So let's see. Like I said, I'll be curious to see how the reps go or what they say coming out of Saturday's scrimmage. And then after, when fall camp ends, let's see what that rotation is. But Burrow was taking the second reps yesterday, so that's interesting shakeup. But the biggest problem he's got is you're talking about right now, you're 23 days to the opener against Miami, 24 days to the opener against Miami. No, baby. Truck. And every day that passes, you're one day closer to the opener, and you still have named your starter, and that's opportunity for him to get reps and timing and all that sort. Anyway, you know my spiel by now. And then let's see, Saints tonight. Who dat, baby? I'm fired up. Saints, Jags. I'll be watching. First opportunity for Zach Strief to call play-by-play. We'll get to hear Zach Strief call play-by-play. You'll hear that in Baton Rouge on Eagle 98.1. So the question is always what to watch. I mean, Drew Brees will probably play like a series, so I am super interested to see Taysom Hill. Because we all know that, like, for the Saints season to stay on the rails, like, you got to have Drew Brees be great. But I'm interested in Taysom Hill because if Taysom Hill can win the job as the backup quarterback, then theoretically that's going to open up a spot for special teamers or somewhere else. Because if Taysom Hill's your backup quarterback, he's not playing special teams. I cannot see you having your only backup quarterback running down the field covering kicks and punts. So I guess technically they could do it. It's hard for me to imagine them doing it. But if Taysom Hill doesn't make the team as the backup quarterback, he's going to make the team as a specialist. So then that takes away a roster spot because you have to have Savage and Hill there. So when you start crunching numbers to get to 53, that matters. I am supremely interested to see the running backs tonight. We haven't talked a ton about it. Most of the good stuff said seems to be about Shane Vereen. But I am very curious to see Boston Scott. We've seen guys in the past in these preseason games make their headway. It's where Chris Ivory made his headway. It's where Pierre Thomas made the roster. Kyrie Robinson, Travaris Cadet, like all those guys that made the team and became contributors, like they made their impact felt in preseason games. So let me see these running backs tonight. The offensive line rotation for me is probably number one on the list. And understand that, like we've talked about, it's not the flashiest one, but for me, that's like top of the list because you've got so many guys vying for. You've got 5 locks, your starters are locks. Then you've got 3 spots after that, and you got 9 guys competing for those 3 spots. And I would say of those 9, there's only probably 2 that are probably long shots. So 7 for 3 spots. I want to see Will Clapp, man. I want to see how Will Clapp does, center or guard or both. With Cameron Tom injured, does that open the door for Clapp to win a job? Can Jermon Bushrod still do it? Or are we just sort of in love with the idea of Jermon Bushrod because of what he was in New Orleans before and what he's been in his career, but maybe not anymore. So, offensive line, defensively, Marcus Davenport likely isn't going to play, which is cool. I understand that, but I am anxious to see him a little bit. There's been so much talk about David Onyemata so far in this camp and how he's kind of pushing Sheldon Rankins. Let me see if Onyemata's hit that, that tipping point in his career. Remember, when they drafted him out of Canada, he was new to football, but physically and athletically, he was so gifted. They took him in the third round. It was very much like a Jimmy Graham type. Like, they've done that a lot in the third round. Your Jimmy Graham, third and fourth round. Jari Evans, you talk about those middle round guys that they took, and Teron Armstead was an athletic freak. They took out of Pine Bluff in round 3, and he became a premier left tackle if he could stay healthy. So Onyemata is kind of in that same mold. And let's see if now in year 3, this is his time to, so we'll see that. I'm not as intrigued in the defensive backs as a lot of people because they just have a glut of talent there. And it feels like it's kind of a foregone conclusion how that's all going to pan out. Cow. Mimi. Mimi. Mimi? I don't know what you're saying. BB. Are you going to see BB? Mimi is going to take you to ability. Hey, listen. Daddy's going to finish the show, and then we're going to get dressed, go see Lily. That's my sister, Alicia. She has a hair place. We're going to go see Lily, get a haircut, and then Mimi is going to take you to abilities. BB. Mimi? Wee wee? You're saying, kiddo. What are you saying? Anyway. This guy can't talk about the Saints receivers. The receivers are banned. I think if you made me pick today, so there's 4 locks, right? We know there are 4 locks. You got Thomas, Ginn, Meredith, and Smith. Locks. They're going to keep a 5th. If I had to pick it today, I think it's Tommy Lee Lewis because he obviously receiver but can help in the return game as well. So maybe that is the bigger thing to watch tonight as well. Can whoever is fielding kicks and punts field them cleanly and make plays? So keep an eye on that. Can Mark Ingram play in the preseason game tonight? It's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. My guess is even if he could, they wouldn't. Lily, Mimi, Wee Wee, BB, Cow, T, the. Okay, let's wrap this up, buddy, so we can go. All right, thank you. So Ingram can play in preseason. I had not even thought about that. Wee. Okay. All right, y'all. Do me a solid. Y'all go buy some Boudreaux's. Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Check it out. BoudreauxMix.com. All their social media. Give them a huge shout out. Their page is linked here in the title of this. Please tap on that. Like their page. Give them some love, man. In Baton Rouge, Alexander's, Calandro's, Calvin's, in Bocage, Mid-City Wine and Craft. If you're down in Houma, they got it at Canada's. Love supporting local companies, so y'all go check out our friends at Boudreaux's. They got great products. So check it out. Buy some. That would be helpful. Let's see. Mike Detillier on AFR today, 3 o'clock hour Central Time, so hour number 1 today because he has Saints Radio Network obligations. So hour 1 today, Mike D on AFR. What else did I tell you? Be on the lookout. Your boy CST LSU Training Camp Show. Episode 1 airs Friday. We're filming it today, probably in Tiger Stadium. So it's fun. I'm very, very grateful to have been invited to be a part of that again. So set your DVR now for that. Anything else I got to tell y'all? Mark talked about Jaleel Okafor yesterday on AFR. Had Scott Kushner on the show. go check out the podcast. We spent 7-8 minutes talking about Okafor, how he fits, all that sort of stuff. So, but I like it. Low risk, potentially big upside. No guarantee. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Y'all have a good day. See y'all tomorrow. Hey, bud. We got to go get your hair cut. Say hi, everybody. Say hi.
Baby.
What?
Baby.
Okay, baby. I don't know what you're saying. All right. Say bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.